on the Intrepid.
Well, these kids were selected because of the kind of character, hard work, commitment. They've earned the right. They were selected out of all the kids in the Beat the Streets program for this opportunity.
Well, they certainly were great representatives of the program.
Noel Thompson doing the intro.
PSAL champion, New York State freestyle champion. Looks like he has the eye of the tiger because I'm looking right at him right now. Get ready, you got Eminem playing. His name is Jorge.
She just mentioned Noel Thompson doing the announcing here. A very, very good wrestler in his college days at Hofstra.
We've got a matchup between the Bronx and Brooklyn here. Antoine, who's in the blue corner, just coming out. He's from Brooklyn, New York. Jorge Jimenez from Bronx. He's the red. And we've got some high school action here, including a state freestyle champion. Looks like they're going to be going folk style in this one as well, Mitch.
Yeah, I guess they are. They're actually holding us up to get headgear to certainly comply with the high school rules.
Seen a whole lot of outstanding wrestlers, great champions here supporting it. I think there are 8 Olympic champions. So at least that's what they were hoping to have, all in one spot.
Okay, here we go with this high school matchup. And Jimenez in the red, Antoine in the blue.
It's kind of interesting in a wrestling match. Once it gets started, people quiet down. They really like to watch, find something to cheer about.
That was a nice standing single, like snatch there. Jimenez, and then going right to, I think, looking at trying to, he's got the forearm. He's trying to run him over out of bounds. He'll start back in the referee's position. Again, a nice single leg snatch takedown. He stayed on his feet, finished it high. It's a lot more difficult for somebody to counter you when you're staying up on your feet with the single than it is when you're down on your knees. And again here, Jimenez is going to the forearm for his right.
Well, that was for the.
Jimenez has a bit good freestyle background. He's the one who won the freestyle states. I'm not sure at what level. Perhaps as a cadet, because they're still working his way through the high school system here in New York. 2-time PSAL champ, which is the city championship, public school athletic league. Originally had an opponent that he was supposed to face in the early lineup, but there was an injury. So Antoine, it was a late addition to the lineup.
I live in Columbus. I coached at Ohio State. It was unbelievable.
And Antoine's going to have to figure out how to adjust to that right. But right now, the referee just warned Jimenez for stalling on top with that forearm. 30 seconds remaining in the first period.
He passed like 5 or 6 years ago, but he was from down.
Nice switch attempt.
He was great. I wrestled him all the time in college.
But Jimenez stayed behind him. Now he's got him on his feet. Nice quick, taking him right back down to the mat, and then look, he's going right back to that forearm.
Yeah, he rides pretty high, but I think he's very confident in that position.
Yeah, obviously is, because he's very high, but as long as he keeps behind the arms of Andre, he should be fine. But that was even a bit too high, riding behind the arm. We'll see if Andre does a stand up and turns into him a little harder. much better job this time of getting up quick, but he didn't quite have enough hand control. Period ends 2-0 Jimenez.
Yeah, I don't know why his name just left my.
Going to go to the second period. Got a deferral.
JP's a great
Jimenez will have the choice here.
Jesse and his brother. Awesome.
He's going to start on the bottom with a 2-0 lead after 1. The weather has held up really well, Mitch. We flew in last night and it was raining. We had a wonderful day today, and it's a good night for wrestling.
Definitely a lot better place to have it here than back when we're from in Colorado Springs. As we drove to the airport this morning, there was still an inch or two of snow on the ground.
Yeah, no, today was one of those days where you could walk around Manhattan and just enjoy watching people. Everyone was out and enjoying the spring.
Anton got the leg right in. And a
Done
nice,
a good.
nice high position on that. Jimenez crawled his way out, the right thing to do, but he's coming right back up, and that opens up the leg right again. And I have to say, that's a real good position for a high schooler. He's keeping his hips high across so that he doesn't get knocked off. And here the referee again calls stalling on the top.
Yeah, he's been doing a nice job from the top position. Hasn't gotten anywhere near where he could get a back points or anything, but he's kind of changed the tone of the match here in the second period. He's shown Jimenez that he's gonna compete.
He's going to get caught here. It took him too long to unlock his hands. That's a 1 point for locked hands and a 2 reversal. Notice the referee didn't stop the action. He allowed it to continue. That ended up in reversal. And now Jimenez with a 5-0 lead.
You might see a boom camera above the mat. The Big Ten Network is going to be doing some kind of a feature on this. They have a couple of cameramen, and they brought some really impressive equipment to capture this action as well.
It's great to see really all the sport coats and suits that are around here. Most all of these people have a tie to wrestling personally, not just because they think this program's great, which it is in and itself deserves a sport, but they're here because of what wrestling really has done for them too.
Period ends. They were on their feet. No points. Whistle blows. We're going to the third. It's 5-1 in favor of Jorge Jimenez of Robert Lehman High School in the Bronx.
There, Jimenez just said he have him right back up on his feet. He was going to let him go. So, of course, the rule is give him 1 point. We'll be starting on our feet. Score now 5-2. Jimenez over Antoine.
But it took away the actual,
Now we'll see in the third period if he can still get that same high single leg attack that Jimenez got him on right away for his takedown.
Well, in most wrestling matches, if you can win on your feet, you can win the match. And Jorge Jimenez was the first one to get the takedown, and he has a chance to take a really good lead here if he's able to score in the third period from his feet.
There he goes, right back to the high single. Jimenez got very long arms, so all he has to do is really get his head in position and then drive and reach, and he's been able to get a hold of Anton's legs.
This is a 150-pound weight class, so these guys are middleweights. If you were Antoine, what would you be going for right now, Mitch? And what, as a coach, what are you telling him?
Well, the hard part is not being his coach. You don't really know what they've worked on, but certainly you got 37 seconds. There's a great attempt at trying to get more than just a takedown, and that's really smart because he needs 3 points at least. You're not going to probably get him twice in. Now we got 20 seconds to go. Hard to get him twice, except if he can get him around behind him right now. We're out on the edge. We'll probably stop here. Yep, bring him back in. And now with 13 seconds, he'll need to go for, I saw him try a headlock. I think he'll probably go back to that.
Yeah, Jimenez, he's just going to try to stay in good position. Antoine takes the shot. A little surprised about that, Mitch. I thought he'd go
upper body. Not a bad
body.
shot, but even a takedown won't win it. And we're going to end the period here. No points. The winner, Jimenez, 5-2 over Antoine.
5-2. Jorge Jimenez in the red from Herbert Lehman High School over Andre Antoine of Sheepshead Bay High School in